Today we're going to add our second upgrade to our tower. We're going to start by creating a new sprite. We'll load our fire rate upgrade. I'm going to change this to the ROF for rate of fire upgrade. The position for this should be 536, 24. Initial visibility for this one is going to be invisible. Then let's add our two text boxes. The name will be ROF info for rate of fire info. Our position is going to be 520, 46, and our size will be 32 by 32. Our initial text will be 1. The horizontal alignment should be centered. And then we're going to add one more text box right underneath our range. And this will be our ROF costs for rate of fire costs. Our position will be 672, 16. Our size is 128, 30. The text here should be fire rate, assuming we did this right, the edge of our text box should be right on the edge of the screen and it should line up with the word range. Now that we've added our objects, we can head over to our event sheet. We need to set two things to blank text. So I'm going to copy range cost and range info and change those to ROF cost and ROF info. Then we need to go down to upgrade controls. And our first command here, when we deselect everything, we set everything to invisible. So let's copy our range upgrade. And we'll go back and change that to our rate of fire upgrade. We also need our rate of fire cost and rate of fire info, so let's copy those and paste those right underneath our range cost and range info. Then we need to set these to visible whenever we select our crossbow. So let's copy our rate of fire upgrade. And right underneath our range upgrade, we will change this to visible and hit done. Then we'll take our rate of fire cost and info text, copy those, and then we need to set their values. So inside of our quotation marks, we're going to put fire rate, space, ampersand to connect that to our value. And our value is going to be 200 divided by the crossbow.turret.rate of fire. The rate of fire is actually the delay. So originally the delay is 1 second, so 200 divided by 1 will give us our cost. Whenever it fires faster, this number becomes smaller, so dividing by something less than 1 will actually increase the cost each time our rate of fire becomes better. We'll hit done, and the rate of fire info, I'm going to erase our quotation marks, and instead of putting a decimal, I'm going to change this to how many shots happen per second. And the way we'll do that is by inverting it. So 1 divided by crossbow.turret.rate of fire. And hit done. Assuming we did these two correctly, we should be able to have those pieces of information show up. So when we select our tower, we now have our fire rate with its value and its number here for the cost. When I deselect it, all of that goes away. Now we need to add another event for when we touch the rate of fire upgrade. So under upgrade controls, we will add a new sub-event. And that will be on touch when we touch an object. And that'll be our rate of fire upgrade object. So we now have our new event group down at the bottom. And to make sure we're able to touch our rate of fire upgrade, let's pull that object up and go to the collision polygon and make sure that that's set correctly. We'll see that that is not great, so let's set that to the bounding box. If yours was already set to the bounding box, that's great. If it was some weird shape, change it to bounding box so that it will work correctly. And we can close that, and then that will prevent us from having problems later when we test this. We need this same event for picking the correct crossbow, so let's copy that and paste it. We need something very similar, so we're going to copy this and paste it and just change the value. I'm actually just going to go back to rate of fire cost And I'm going to highlight the 200 divided by crossbow turret rate of fire and copy that, because that is going to be my cost. So I will paste that here. And now we'll check to see if our money is at least the value that we said our cost is before we try and purchase. So now we need to do the same things that we did for our last upgrade. So I'm going to copy and paste this. Then I'm going to get the money that I subtract and subtract that from money. I need to get the sell value increased. So let's get our money value again. So I'm going to have the cost times 0.8, so I get 80% of the value back that I spent into the sell value. Instead of setting the range, I'm instead going to go to the crossbow, and I'm going to set the rate of fire to its current rate of fire, self.turret.rate of fire. And then we'll divide that by 2, and that will double our fire rate every time. We've updated our money, so we need to update our money label. We updated our sell value, so let's update our sell value label. We updated not the range cost and range info, but the rate of fire cost and rate of fire info. So let's copy and paste those. Since our range did not change, we do not need to copy and paste that command. So let's test this. Put our tower here. Test it. We'll let it run by and see about what its normal fire rate is. Gets 2 shots off, and we'll upgrade our fire rate. And now that its fire rate is 4, we'll see that it's enough to get our balloon multiple times before it gets out of range. The next time we'll add the ability to have our third upgrade to our crossbow tower, the ability for the arrows to pierce their target and go to another balloon.